Okay, I hope you hear me because normally I speak louder. So I don't worry that you will not hear me. So I know very well that you will hear me. So my name is Fortunee BAYISENGE. I come from Rwanda, and I'm a university lecturer in Rwanda, a Protestant university in Rwanda. And I'm completing my PhD studies in Germany. In development studies. I'm a scholar and researcher in gender and development. And I have been teaching and doing research in this domain since now 13 years. So I was lucky to be invited to discuss a paper of my colleague, which is really a very interesting research paper. And I think I will not take much time because we all followed the presentation, although I had short time to have a look on it before. What I'm going to do is to summarize the idea that is captured by the paper, but also maybe help you to reflect on this idea and maybe what can we think of in this session, just drawing from this paper. Okay. This paper, as she introduced, focuses on this initiative by the Catholic Church for building peace and reconciliation processes after a conflict between two ethnic groups in the northern Kenya. And her research focus was to see or to locate the position of women in this process. And from the presentation or the findings of the paper, it shows that the role of women in these peace-building processes or reconciliation was very important and crucial for this model of Catholic Church to succeed. However, women were considered as silent, so they were not shown up by the model. The paper shows that this Catholic Church model, it's a homegrown solution. It's a homegrown initiative. It's an initiative that is not copied from anywhere else, that rather growing from within the community, the specific community, to address the specific problem of that community, and involves the community members to address their problems. So which means that the approach is really using the bottom-up approach of development. So that the model, the paper described the model as a pure community initiative, which read at the end of the day on its success to some extent. And because the paper, the focus was on to locate the position of women in that processes, as you have seen, the paper shows that the model of the church, although grounded from within the community, but it's much influenced by the patriarchal system. Yeah, and as you have seen, the reason why this is happening is because women are not shown up, are not part of these 12 steps that the model uses for this process of peace building. They were just coming in to fill or to play the role as the bridge for this model to proceed, like to cook for those people who were gathering, and for telling the story when it comes to say about the trauma and the pain that people endured during the conflict. But they were not part of the leadership, they were not part of the negotiation between different groups. So yeah, that's why the patriarchy is part of this. And therefore, the paper shows that the model does not really involve the voice of women. However, the model created some opportunity for women in this process of peace building. Women could show up their agency individually and collectively. And also because they are sacrificing themselves, this role of sacrificing themselves was shown and articulated well in the paper, and how women, despite that the system does not recognize their important role in this process, but the women are active and continue to activate, to advocate for conflict resolution initiatives, because they think that if they don't do this, the effect of this conflict will be much more on themselves, not for men. The effect of this conflict will continue to affect their life much more compared to men. The paper also shows that women have challenges in these development initiatives, or in the daily initiatives toward peace building. They have challenges. One of the challenges that she mentioned is that women continue, although they are sacrificing for themselves, for the peace building, but men and the community does not really sacrifice or give the positive feedback to this sacrifice of women, and therefore continue to do or to initiate conflict, and the life of women continue to suffer. So the fact of not getting a positive feedback on the side of men and the community, it's a challenge for women to enhance this positive initiative that they have toward peace building process. Okay, in short, that was the paper in general. So on my side, I want to comment on this. So the paper, I appreciate this paper really because it is really tackling the macro level or community level problems which are not really addressed by many research especially in the African scholarship. So this is, for me, a positive aspect of the paper. And it also tries to give the voice to women, showing their agency in the daily conflict resolution and peace building initiatives. It also demonstrates the role of the church as a powerful institution in community development initiatives. Here, I want to emphasize that church is according to a very famous French philosopher called Michel Foucault, church is a powerful institution and contribute to the production of knowledge and to the normalization of that knowledge. So if the knowledge that's produced by the church is for stimulating women's rights or gender equality or development initiatives, so this initiative will be very easy, embraced by the community and give positive outcome. But if the church does not do anything in that regard, so the community development will be slow. Here I want to emphasize that the paper is very important for us. I mean for faith-based organizations in promoting community development and particularly women's rights, because the faith has to be in action. And the faith-based organizations are very influential and powerful towards these minds of people, the beliefs and actions of different groups. And the last thing that I appreciated from this paper, and then we should learn from it, is that, as Foucault says, the power commonly is known as that is possessed. But Foucault tried to show that power is not only possessed, but it is also exercised, which means that even if women are not shown up, are not involved in leadership, in top position, but they hold power. They hold power, and they are very active actors of development processes. So, which means that we cannot ignore this. We cannot always see them as victims only of the bad action or of exclusion, but we have also to acknowledge their role, passive role. As the paper says that they are passive peacemakers. So I want to underline this and want to pay your attention to this aspect too. You who are working with communities, to recognize that women, although they are not considered as powerful, but they hold the power, because power is not only from top to down, but it is also from bottom to up. So thank you very much. That's what I can say about this.